So I'll just double check we're live again, and then we're good to go.
Yeah.
The old one's there. Okay, we're live. Okay.
All right.
All right. So I think everyone heard the last one about the blog and stuff. So I'll just wait for people to come back.
Yeah. I've actually checked out your online dimes. It's cool to hear that that's still kind of like, you just get residual results from the energy you put in.
Yeah, well, it does pretty well. I mean, I am starting to get back into it though, because I feel organic traffic converts a lot better than Facebook traffic.
Dude, so much better. And do you have a Kindle book out?
No.
Mate, so Kindle traffic crushes because people
really?
have already bought, they purchased it, they read through it, and we have calls to action all throughout our Kindle books. We got like 5 or 6 Kindle books. And when I used to split all my funnels and test all my traffic separate, and Kindle crushed it every time. And they're paying to become leads at that level. But yeah, like the organic, when people are searching for solutions and you are who Google recommends, and then they read it and they take it works better than interrupting them on Facebook and be like,
exactly,
you need this thing that you don't actually need, but I'm telling you, you need it. And you're like, okay, I'll buy that. Like,
and it's like, I can set up a funnel in the back end and have a month's worth of emails, and I might make back my money at the end of that month with Facebook. But with Google traffic, you make your money back like straight away. You can get more of a return, if you collect leads and sell them products, you make your money back in a few days. So it's so much better.
And some of our old blog posts on my wife's site, literally 2009, 2010, they still drive traffic. They still drive leads, right? It's like 8 years later. It's crazy.
Yeah, and the older the post, the stronger it tends to become. So, some of the stuff I try to rank for, there's posts in there that are 10, 15 years old.
Yeah.
And so Google gives weight to, okay, that's a huge question, dude.
Somebody just lay on a massive.
Yeah. I'm going to have to answer that one in private message for you. We've been talking about this before. I'm just going to read it real quick, but it's about a program that I am involved in. Yeah, Brian, I'm going to have to answer that one after this because that's a really massive question, and it's really specific. Sorry.
No worries.
I'm just getting some emails coming through.
Yep.
Yeah,
looks like somebody, Bobby's got a Kindle book going on. Did you see that comment? That one flashed up.
Yeah. I don't know much about Kindle, Bobby, so maybe Miles can give you some insight on that one.
Yeah, what was the question? I only get little flashes on my screen. I don't get to see them.
I'll show it up.
Just for a free Kindle book, links to your paid Kindle book. So yeah, I mean, obviously, Amazon's a search engine, right? People think it's an e-commerce site, but it's not. It's a search engine. So you want your title, your description, and everything you do and the categories you're in on your book to be optimized for the Amazon search engine. So that's the first thing. To get a book free on Kindle, you got to do a little trick. You got to get it free on something like Smashwords and then have it up on Kindle for 99 cents. And then you got to go report that you found it cheaper somewhere else. And eventually Kindle will flip it over from 99 cents to free, because you can't go make a free book on Kindle. The lowest price they'll let you put it at is 99 cents. And we've done that. So in the Angels category, my wife's book on the free side is like the number one. That promotes our other books. I would personally recommend try to build a list. Like, what kind of list can you build? What's the book about? Try to get them off of the Amazon ecosystem and onto something that you own, which is obviously your email list. And that's how we're making the most money. We do tie our books together. So like they read one, and it's like, oh, if you like this book, here's our other books. But we really actually make money, like real people money, paying mortgages type money. That comes from bringing them from Amazon to our opt-in page. We give a free audio. So they're reading it, and it's like, hey, do you want an audio version? Go over here and grab it there, and then they enter our funnel, and everything works from there. But it's great. It's great content.
Guys, just quick, if you see me looking away, guys, I'm just reading your questions. So I'm not being rude or anything. I can hear everything that's going
Stop
on.
Stop texting. Damn it.
I turned my phone off this time because that was pretty bad last time. So yeah, this is a Q&A. This is a Q&A, guys, if you have any questions. Someone asked, when am I getting my car back? My car, I don't know. It's stuck in the shop, and the parts are still not even here.
It's an expensive car to get stuck in the shop. Shipping parts from England?
They're coming from Italy, and
Shit.
they told me 2 weeks, and it's been a month now, and I still haven't even sent them. So
I look forward to the burnout video when you get it back.
That's how I crashed it.
Oh.
But I got to have your toys, I suppose. It's something I've wanted for a long time.
No, I like that. I saw the video on that.
I don't know. I don't drive it very often. It's not like something it's expensive to drive, put it that way. I heard that Miles. Oh, I'll just show this one.
Got it.
I don't know really what that means.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the method, how to get forever free. I think they call it forever free on Amazon is what he's talking about. So he knows the game, that trick, because so they separated the free and the paid books on Amazon. And like when somebody gets a Kindle, like they're like, oh, I got a library, I want to fill it. So if you show up on free, they're just going to getting free book after free book. So it's a real good way to kind of bypass everybody who thinks they're going to make money on books, because nobody makes money on books. Everybody makes money on what the call to action in the book is: selling coaching, selling downloadables, selling memberships. The book is like, it's a business card, essentially.
It's like a pre-sale or something kind of thing.
Absolutely. And you don't own that customer yet, right? Like Amazon still owns that customer relationship. That's why you got to get them to something you own, get them to the opt-in type thing.
Exactly. There's actually there's a few questions for you here, Miles. I'll put another one up. I don't know if you've done much Pinterest ads, but I'll just show this one anyway,
a bit.
just in case you have.
Nice. Ooh, so no spend at all. Man, like, I'm guessing you're manual bidding then, and I would just like, do they have the ability to auto bid? And are you doing engagement campaigns, or like, are you just trying to get engagement? I would start with an engagement campaign. Try to get engagement on a pin. If you're trying to do traffic-based campaigns, they're going to go into your landing page and be reading it, and there might be a lot more variety or parameters that you can mess up. So if you're new to the platform, just try to run an engagement pin with a pin that obviously recommends they go get your free thing. I'm not doing a lot of paid Pinterest because the organic Pinterest is working so well for us right now. We drive like 50, 60,000 visits a month from organic Pinterest. There's a group boards hack. I got a video on it. It's like an hour video where I interview my wife. But the group boards hack and the board booster tool combined with like a VA just cranking out content. It's gameable still, right? Facebook's not gameable anymore. Like the reach is just gone. Twitter's not gameable anymore because it's all bots posting to bots. But Pinterest, there's human beings there, and if you set it up right, it is still kind of gameable.
Twitter. So my Twitter gets about 10,000 impressions a month, right? I don't even do anything with it, and I get maybe 2 visits a month. Yeah. That's how botted up and Twitter is. It's incredibly just a waste of time. I've got another one here for you, Miles, about the Amazon. Will just do that since it's just on that topic.
So inside of the Kindle book itself, and what I do is I do 2 calls to action. I do one up front within the first few pages around your introduction, usually just before like the table of contents. And this is because people can click the look inside on Amazon and they can look at those first few pages. So they'll actually see your call to action without buying your book, and then obviously have one at the end of the book at least. So it's like, hey, if you read this, go get the free upgrade. Mike Koenigs, who has the Publish and Profit series, he says you want a call to action at the end of every single chapter. I don't go that far, but I figured I would drop that as well. But yeah, like when people get into your content, like get them back to your site, get them in your funnel, because it's the only way you can kind of like own and manage that relationship.
Here's one. Yes, this is a Q&A, guys. So if you have any questions, probably mainly Facebook. We're talking a little bit about Amazon right now, Kindle.
Yep. SEO, Google,
SEO. You can throw a little bit of Shopify in there if you want, guys, but I feel the questions might be a little bit repetitive because a lot of people just go over the same thing. So I will answer some Shopify stuff, but not if I've answered it in previous stuff quite a lot. just to keep this more kind of, we don't want to go for all day. I don't know what this question means, but maybe this could mean something to you, maybe.
Oh, nice. So yeah, like my video, I think he's asking about my videos and like how I prepare for my videos, because I just flow with it. I just like one take. What you don't see, Jay, is sometimes it takes me 4 attempts to get that roll that you see on the final video. And like I've stopped videos 6, 7, 8 minutes in that were only like a 10, 12-minute video because I just lost it. And it was just like, so what you're seeing is a lot of practice and willingness just to go for it. I've done radio. I think the more you podcast, like the more you talk, the easier talking gets, right? And at this point, I'm just picturing the camera is a friend of mine who is really ambitious and eager to learn this stuff. And I'm just trying to like knowledge bomb them. And I'm just trying to like really communicate that next thing that they need. And I just try to bring that quick energy. I don't know. I used to freestyle a little bit when I was younger. I've always been into music, and like it might just be a personality thing. I've even asked my wife, it's like, how do I teach something that I don't necessarily think about? Right? I just do it. I just come up with an idea and I just roll. And then at the end, it's like, okay, that's what that was. And the title comes from what happened. It's almost like I commit to like that moment with the camera that something's coming out. I think it's gonna be about this. Boom. And then I go and I almost like lose myself in that moment. And then like all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, let's wrap this up. And like, geez, I'm done, blah, 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 like whatever. And I publish it. And sometimes I think they're going to be rubbish and people love them. And other times I think they're going to be great and people don't seem to love them. And it's just, I don't know. 270 videos in, I just keep going.
The thing about Miles, guys, is very consistent. That's the key to YouTube, is consistency. Because if you go on YouTube and you click on a video, it shows up a bunch of Miles' other videos. But after a few days, it starts to deplenish and run out, and you don't see Miles as much anymore. Then when he uploads another one, he comes back in your face and he's there again. And the thing with YouTube, a lot of people get scared about doing videos and they stop. And like Miles said, we're not perfect. It sometimes takes me hours to do a video. My first video took me all day that I ever did. I did a video 2 days ago, took 3 hours. I'm not even going to upload it because I don't like it. And that's what people kind of think, that we produce these videos and they're good and we get it right the first time. We don't. It's never really the case. I very rarely ever get a video done the first time. That's why a lot of my videos have cuts, because I'm like Miles. I'll get 7 minutes in and I'll screw it up and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to cut it. Like, I'm not going to bother this time. And that's kind of where people get stuck. They think that you have to be really good at this video stuff, but you don't. You just got to go out there and get content out. Like Miles is so consistent. And if I was more consistent, guys, I'll get more subscribers, but I just don't have the time. But you've just got to be so consistent. And you're
working on different level of your business, right? And that's why, I've got this philosophy that there's room at the top on Google and YouTube, because like Franklin, so you're really busy with other aspects of your business that are more valuable of your time than those kind of grassroots. But a while ago, you were all in on that content. And so I'm coming up now in a very crowded space. A lot of the people I'm going up against, like the Russell Brunsons and the Frank Kerns, they're not publishing YouTube videos. They're putting out $3,000, $4,000 courses. They're doing $13,000 done for you packages. So their old stuff sitting there. But if I work at it hard enough, long enough, I can outwork them at this point. But at some point, my time's going to get distracted and I'm going to be doing less videos. And there's the opportunity for that next hustler to come up. And also, I think if you really want to force your hand and get good at it, do live videos. That's the commitment. That's the hat over the fence. Do it live. Like, there ain't no editing. But like, it's okay if you edit them. My wife edits her videos. To me, it's just so annoying to have to like transfer it to my computer, go in and clip and cut and then render it. And like, I literally like, I'm weird in the fact that that's so annoying. I would rather kind of have like a blah, blah, blah. What the hell am I talking about? Okay, here we are moment in the middle of my video than a clean edit, because that would take me an extra 30 minutes and I'd rather go do something else.
Exactly.
There's no right or wrong way. You just got to find what works for you. And then when you do it 300 times in a row within a year and a half, surprise, you're really good at it.
Yeah, like if you guys go look at my first video, holy, it's embarrassing
I'm
because
gonna
I
watch
didn't know
that. Now that you said
yeah,
that, I haven't seen your
like
first video.
like I didn't know what I was doing, and I was slow, talk slow, and I've always been a socially awkward person, and I still am. I don't go out places. I don't enjoy.
Humans.
Yeah, like I go out and stuff, but I don't enjoy getting on the piss with my friends anymore. I don't enjoy like just doing stupid stuff because I just don't enjoy the whole scenery. But yeah, it's you. If you go to any YouTube channel, guys, even famous people like iDubbbz, H3 Productions, all those
Go look at their
kind of
first
like
videos.
look at their first videos. It's
Yep.
always completely different.
Mine's terrible. Mine was
Yeah,
awkward. Like everything about my first video was super duper awkward, but I did it. And then I was able to
yeah,
get better. And then I did number 2, and that one was still pretty awkward. And then I was able to get a little bit better. And I just condensed that sucking phase, right? Everyone sucks before they get good at anything. I don't care if it's business, surfing, skateboarding, drifting. Like we all suck. And then we get a little less shitty before getting almost kind of good. Like it's just, that's how the learning curve works. So cram it down, do a video a day for 90 days. And by the end of the 3-month period, you're going to be like, you'll have it down. Still takes 2-3 tries, right? I still struggle with my videos to this day, but like it's a lot easier now. And it's way cleaner now than it was, a year ago when I was on video like 24 or whatever.
yeah. And guys, you're always going to get haters, so just remember that. And
Cherish your haters. If you don't have any haters, you're not moving anybody. Nobody's finding you, right? I got 2 people who thumbs down every single video I got. I love it. I wait for them every time. Like, where are my haters at? Because that means I'm touching people, I'm reaching people, I'm moving people. And I think I got haters because I'm giving away what other fools try to charge for. Bring it. I love it.
Yeah. And it's actually funny you say that. One of my first videos got 300,000 views in a short amount of time, right? Because the haters went and shared it on some forum. So they created this monster. Like they went out there and they created my channel for me pretty much because that video in particular got me a lot of views because they shared my stuff. So haters are good things, guys. You want to have them there to help you spread your word around the internet, I suppose. But Trent, I don't know what, I'm just going to get this question up. I don't really know if you can do it.
Yeah. So, business.facebook.com is the platform that runs that. Each client, so the billing is tied to the personal account. So your client's going to have a personal account. They're going to go in and set up an ad account, and they're going to tie in their credit card number. Then you go into business.facebook.com and you claim access to their account. They approve it on their end, and it shows up in your business.facebook.com manager. And from there, you can edit it, run campaigns, do all of what we do, and they get paid. The billing is tied to them.
Yeah, exactly. So that answers that question. I just wanted to put Trent's up there because he asked specifically, is a secure day? And I didn't want to not think his question. I just want to put this question up because I have a strong opinion on manual bidding now. When I come to Facebook and Shopify, I tell people just to do automatic bidding now unless you really have to do manual bidding, because manual bidding is it's a very risky game. If you go out and you're running order, like I get people that come up to me and they say, I want to do manual bidding, and I'm like, well, how are your automatic ads going? Oh, I'm doing great. I'm making $20,000 a month. I'm making $30,000 or $40,000 a month.
Right.
Well,
like
why change?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Move on.
Like,
go find a new source of traffic to do that with. Don't F up something that's working.
But it's because people are telling like I tell people to do manual bidding sometimes, but only if you're not, automatic's not working for you. But people go out and say you have to do manual bidding, guys, but you don't. It's like you don't have to do manual bidding at all, and they think that that's what they need to scale. Just scale your automatic ads up.
Yep.
Like they're the exact same thing, but manual, you just have more control. But it's Facebook's smart enough to sort out your automatic bidding and stuff. So I just kind of wanted to say that because a lot of people focus on manual bidding, but if you're already making good money, guys, just put it aside for now. You don't need it.
I've lost a lot of money making mistakes on manual bidding, and I've done things right now. My current campaign, I just checked it this morning, 66-cent leads. And that's automatic bidding. And am I really going to beat that by much? That's in my KPI. That is a good, for me, it's not worth my time to go fiddle with that. That's 5 minutes, check in on it. Cool. What's my next most valuable source of income? Because it's to me, I'm all about like multiple streams of traffic, multiple streams of conversion, multiple streams of income. So I got that chugging along, and then on to the next. Out of KPIs and you can't get it into KPIs, everything you try, I think switching out your headline and your ad copy and your funnel is going to be better than manual bidding. But that's the kind of time when manual bidding might make sense. But I think a lot of people can get in over their heads quick. So I just saw a question, what's the difference between manual automatic bidding? You let Facebook's machine system figure out your bidding for you, or you're like, no, give me the reins. I want this. And like, I used to do all manual bidding back in the day. And now I made the switch, and like, I haven't found a big enough difference to warrant me checking in on it 3 times a day and spending that extra time. It frees up my time to do other things.
Yeah, because like you say about multiple streams of income, like for me, I go and create my Facebook ads. I like to let them run. So I do automatic most of the time, and then I can go do search engine optimization for my stores or whatever, Pinterest and something. But when you're manual bidding, guys, you have to consistently check that stuff. It's not a set and forget thing.
I let mine sit incorrectly overnight, woke up, $800 gone, 0 conversions, like 14 leads. Like I just literally typed in the numbers wrong and was just like, dude, I was like, I gotta go for a walk. I gotta get out of here.
I know someone that lost $8,000. I don't know if it was with manual bidding, but you've really got to be on the ball with your ads, guys. It's not like a set and forget method and stuff. I want to answer this question myself real quick. So I suggest not having anyone manage your ads, especially when you're starting, because you want to learn yourself. You need to learn Facebook ads yourself, tweak yourself, learn your own methods. If you pay somebody, first of all, you're spending money that you could use in the ads yourself. And second, they don't, they might give you results that you think's good, but they're not good. So it's up to you. You should really go out there and do your own ads, especially when you're starting. Now, let's say your Shopify store is making heaps of money and you've been doing it for a year or two, then outsource your stuff, relax a little bit, have a holiday. But when you're first starting, I would recommend not paying anyone else and learning it yourself by watching people like Miles. And just watching stuff on YouTube. Like, guys, Miles' channel has everything you need when it comes to $5 Facebook ads, building out landing pages on a budget, building out funnels and memberships on a budget. Like, you don't need to pay someone to do your Facebook ads when you can set aside a few hours a day yourself and do it all yourself, guys. It's the only way you're going to learn is to do Facebook ads.
When you get it, it doesn't take that much time. Like I spend 3 or 4 hours to set up a campaign. I usually run that campaign for about a month. And then I'm checking in on it every morning. It takes 5 to 10 minutes tops once a day. I didn't look at it for 4 days. And I was like, oh, dude, my ads are running. Let me go look. And I looked. It was like, cool. Cost per lead's perfect. Close it. So I got a friend. He was running, like I met him at a class, and like I was talking to him about maybe getting him to run my ads. And he was like, oh, I'll do it for like $5,000 a month. And I'm like, do you know how many leads that is at 66 cents a lead? Like, how are you ever going to make that back beyond, right? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like you can be almost erroneous with how you approach it and still get results for less than what it would cost just for them to manage, not to mention the ad spend that would be on top of it.
And one thing you got to look out for now, guys, is 2017 was the year of the social media agency wannabes. I'll call them wannabes because people like Ty Lopez bought out these social media marketing agency courses, and they have massive amounts of money to back them up. So they push them to all these people, and you've got kids and stuff charging people $2, $3, $4, $5, $10,000 a month to run their Facebook ad accounts, and they don't know what they're doing. So just be careful with stuff like that.
And the flip mode of that, if you figure out how to run Facebook ads on your own for your Shopify store, you absolutely can land clients for $2, $3, $4, $5,000 a month if you know what you're doing. So it's a skill. Like, and that's I started like I was doing my info business and I was doing services for years to really just like all in. Like I have to figure this shit out. My debt is crushing me.
Exactly. And there's no like, please answer, Trent. What do you want to answer? I'll just try to find your we answered your question, Trent, just so you know, about the Facebook, if that's what you're talking about.
I saw one, something was like, what's the most important part of SEO?
He's asked it like 3 times. We answered it, bro.
Yeah,
what's
it'll be on the replay.
About
somebody asked, like, what's the most important part of SEO? And to me, it's keyword research. It's finding those phrases that your audience are searching for. And on the last video, when we got cut off, it was kind of like, you know, my videos that are making me money, I have a keyword research video that's number 2 on YouTube. I show exactly in an hour how I do keyword research with a tool that's like $20 a month, and obviously my affiliate links in there. So that's how I do affiliate marketing. But really, I think keyword research is the one thing, because when you know what your audience is looking for and the words they use, and you can find the numbers that say 4,000 people a month search for it, and it's got a 24 competition level, you can just go create enough content and take over the first page of Google and literally gobble up all of that traffic. And if you do that every day, 90 days straight, your site's going to be having traffic. You're going to be rolling things in. Takes a lot of work to put out content, though. But to me, that's the game.
Yeah, and if you guys can create articles that are big with, you know, pictures and videos, you can rank usually without any, or get on the top 10 at least, without backlinks in a medium to easy keyword, which I've done a lot on my blog, and so has Miles. So it's all about the content and keywords. Like Miles said, keywords are very important.
And your content should be multimedia. So write a big long post, put in some images, get some pins, go pin the pins, get the backlink from Pinterest, make a video on it, embed the video, literally make it a multimedia post, because Google wants people to engage with your content. They want to see that stuff. So put in the work. And how I do it is usually my posts start really bare, and then I'll go make a video for them, and then I'll embed the video, and then I'll go make a couple pins. And so it takes 2-3 days, a little bit here, a little bit there, to get them all kind of robust and multimedia like, but just little steps consistently.
Okay, this is a kind of a back end question from the manual bidding, and I think a lot of people have this problem, and I think it's because they scale wrong by maybe increasing too fast. I don't know, but manual bidding isn't going to fix that, guys. It's not the answer to that.
So my question to them would be, how high are you scaling it? So generally speaking, when I started a $5 campaign, I'm very comfortable doubling it to 10, doubling it to 20. When I get to that $20 range, I stop doubling it and I start going up by $5 or $10 a day. Every day I'm monitoring my KPIs. When I get up around $100 a day, my numbers go to shit if I try to jump big. I have to keep going at $5 or $10 a day increase in order for my KPIs not to completely tank. So it's little incremental things, and that's why a part of my daily process is to look at my ads every day, look at my KPIs every day. Still good? Okay, I'll go up another $5. Still good? I'll go up another $5. And then the moment it starts to creep up to where it's almost going to bump into what I'm willing to spend on a lead, my 81 cents a lead, I stop at that point. Yeah. I'm more interested in slow and steady than I am I used to try to go $150 on this one thing, like big bets in Vegas. That's how you make money, right? You got to bet big to win big. No. To me, this game's all about small incremental, long periods of time. I
think, in my opinion, 99% of people are impatient, and they don't want to. They want the money now. Guys, it takes months and years to build up these. It's just crazy, some of the stuff I see, and you're not going to win if you go in $20 to 100, 100 to 200, and you see all the guys that say, "Oh, we scale from $0 to $50,000 a month and stuff." Yeah, because they have products or whatever that's built up a buying frenzy, so they can scale to huge amounts of money fast. Right.
Or they have a coaching program on the back end, at the very back end, that's like a $30,000 a year coaching program, and they could bring in 25,000 leads and get one of those sales over the course of 3 months, and it totally changes the numbers across the whole funnel. Most people like you and I, my highest dollar product's about a $500 product. I'm maybe $144 out of my OTO and my one-click upsell. So the most I'm going to make in one sale is 144. My lifetime value is 127 for a new customer, 130-ish for a new customer. If somebody's in my space able to sell a $5,000 product, whoever can spend more on a customer wins. Incremental gains and being able to delay gratification is just so powerful.
I would never be able to sell a $25,000 thing. I just don't have the balls to do it. It's just too much hard work.
Seriously.
It's people might say, "Oh, it's easy to sell a $25,000 training to 25,000 people," but it's not. You've got to remember that people don't have money, and that's just very, very hard to do. So overlap does have stuff to do with the ad set. Overlap is causing a massive problem, guys, and like Miles said in his last live video we did, he excludes a lot of stuff from specific ad sets, and that's kind of what you've got to do. Like if one ad set's overlapping another, you've got to find out why, and you watch it, and if it keeps overlapping, you exclude. Like I was advertising in e-com, and I had lookalike audiences, and my lookalike audience was overlapping. So what I did is, with my lookalike, I excluded e-commerce, and my numbers went down a little bit, but not much. And then I had no overlap, and then my ads ran fine. So Miles probably has an opinion on this as well, but it has something to do with the ad set delivery because it affects it.
Yeah, so I don't play with. I'm not having a challenge with that, right? Because like the only time I'd look at something like that is if I'm outside of KPIs. One of the big exclusions that I've done recently that helps a ton is excluding audiences who engage with posts. So what happens is when someone likes it, when someone frowny faces or angry faces it, when someone reports it, when someone comments on it, they're removed from all of my ad sets. So if that person happens to be in 3 or 4 of my different audiences, because I got like 27 or 30 different ad sets running each to a different audience, the moment they engage on anything, on my fan page, anything, they immediately are removed from everything. And that's a way for me to keep my frequency number down and for me to keep that overlap down. Because in theory, if somebody's like, tired of seeing something, they're going to go engage with it, even if it's like, stop showing me this, or like frowny face, right? So it's one of those kind of like things, but I try not to eliminate or exclude too many of my interests, because we don't want to put too many parameters on the Facebook machine learning. So when I'm doing my $5 a day and I've got an interest in every ad set, I don't exclude any of the interests, but I do exclude website visits, leads, customers, and anyone who has engaged with any of my posts from my fan page.
I've got a guy that messages me every time he sees one of my ads. He's like, here's another one. Here's another one.
At least he's not like report spam, like
killing my account, right?
Yeah.
I'll just try and find some more questions here for us. I'm not going to show the long ones, guys, because it's what's Miles'
the screen.
What's Miles' channel? If you guys go to YouTube and go Miles Beckler, you'll find it, but don't confuse them for Alex Becker. Okay.
Yep. / Miles B, MILES-B, as in boy, Miles B.
I tried to link it at the top of this live feed, but I had issues and this things playing up for me. But yeah,
I'm the only Miles Beckler in the world, so I'm rather easy to find.
Yeah, just search that, guys, and he'll come up straight away. Or search things like ClickFunnels, and he pops up there too because he does a thing on ClickFunnels.
Keyword research, I'm the number 2. I'm actually outranking Backlinko guy for keyword research video. I'm pretty stoked on that. He's got a YouTube marketing course coming out. Yeah.
Oh, he's a YouTube marketing course coming out, does he?
Yep. He's selling it for like $500 or $1,000, and I outrank him for many of the keywords he's targeting. And here he is selling a course for like $1,000, and I give all the information away for free. So.
I thought he might do that because he went really hardcore at one stage on his YouTube.
Yep. But it makes sense from a business move, right? Like sell more products to your same audience. It's easier to sell to people you've already sold to than it is to new audiences. So he's just, what's their next itch they need to scratch? And he's fulfilling that. Exactly. And he's going to make $1 million on a launch because he's got so many customers.
He's got such a massive following. It's incredible. You see his posts and they just have thousands upon thousands of shares. It's crazy. Bobby, are you advertising? I presume you're doing Shopify. If your customers aren't converting, then usually in Shopify's case, it's a lot different than a digital product. But Shopify's case, it's usually the product. It just doesn't convert. But if you're making money, whether you might not be making a lot, but if you're making a little bit of money, you can still do the whole back-end email stuff and sell them more products, because Shopify is changing now. Facebook's getting a lot more expensive. It's gone up 170% in the last year, especially in the Shopify kind of realm of things. So you're going to have to start doing more back-end stuff with Shopify, and that's kind of what I'm trying to really push out right now, because if you don't, in 12 months, people say dropshipping's not going to die. Dropshipping won't die, but your profits are going to die if you don't start doing branding, more back-end stuff, because Shopify is getting thrashed right now, and you don't even have the big brands coming in yet. The big brands are here, but big brands are doing more localized stuff. They're not doing worldwide advertising right now. So if your stuff's not converting, change it up quick because you're running out of time. Like, that's my honest opinion on the whole Shopify thing.
Dan Kennedy says he's got like the pyramid. There's three things. There's the market, the audience, the message, the ad and the landing page copy, and the medium. And since it's on Facebook, we know what the media is, right? The media is Facebook. So that's one. Then it's like, so it's either your audience or the messaging. And the messaging contains your offer and the ad, right? Or it's the people. So that's why testing those is so important. You got to figure out which ones those are. When you get them all working together, perfect. So my wife and I know exactly what our audience is, right? Because we know what we're offering. And then it was just a matter of playing with different offers to find one that worked. And here's where most entrepreneurs get it wrong. We've kept doing that same thing that worked over and over and over for like 10 years now. Most people are like, cool, that worked. All right, I'm going to do it again over here, and I'm going to do it again over here, and I'm going to go duplicate. And like, oh, I know how to make WordPress sites. Oh, I know how to make Shopify stores. I'll go make 10 Shopify stores. But finding one thing that works to a group of audiences and just going deep with that is key. So on an info product level, I have some base numbers. 3% click-through rate is what you want to see. You need at least 2 to 3% click-through rate from your ad to your landing page. If it's an opt-in page, you need at least 25 to 30% opt-in rate. And if you have an OTO, you need to see at least 1 to 1.5% conversion. And you're tracking all of that. So which number is the farthest from that baseline I gave you? Now in Shopify, you're talking like a click-through rate and then a conversion rate probably, because it's going to go directly to a sales page. So like, are you getting a 1% conversion rate? Are you getting a 3% click-through rate? If no on one of those, figure out which is farthest from that and go improve it. And it could be sales copy, it could be the offer together. That's one of the challenges on the landing page side is it the thing you're trying to sell, or is it the words that you're using to try to sell it? And I study direct response marketing, study Eugene Schwartz, study the old books, the Dan Kennedys, like John Capel's copywriting. Like, you have to be a student of direct response marketing to truly get the Facebook game to work for you.
I think he just answered his own question here. I'll show you. This is where people get stuck with Facebook, guys. I say this over and over again. So if you read this question, what's the deal with 50 website purchase being 50, blah, blah, blah. I never do PP or add to cart since I want purchases. So guys, Facebook has said over and over again, if you can't get 50 purchases a week, go down to add to cart. They say that for a reason. Because just because Facebook's getting you add to carts, it doesn't mean that people aren't going to convert into purchases. And that's where you're getting this so wrong. So wrong. Just because you're on purchases, Facebook is going to go out and try to get you these purchases. But if you're not getting the data Facebook wants, it's not going to work for you. And if your product isn't selling, and like Miles said, you're not getting the right audience and stuff like that, if nothing's working for you, you need to just get out of this mindset that you have to be on purchase and move to something else. Add to cart, or maybe you want to start collecting leads and selling in the back end. But this is the thing, guys. It kind of frustrates me because a lot of people think you have to be on purchases. 90% of my ads on Shopify are add to cart because I get way more data. I still make sales, and I give Facebook what they want, and it makes sense. Do I change to purchase? Yes, if I think that I'm going to get better results. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But you don't need to be, this is for just Shopify guys, we're not talking about info products. You don't need to be on purchase consistently all the time, because it doesn't mean you're going to get purchases. Facebook's trying to get you purchases.
Right.
But if
they get you add to carts, like on Shopify, are you able to split test your actual checkout process? Can you run A/B tests on the checkout?
You can, but you need
third-party software,
third-party stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like, if I feel like people focus on this 50+ conversion thing that overthink it too much, right? But it's simple. Facebook said if you can't get the amount of required purchases you want, go to add to cart. It gives us more data.
Right.
That's what they said.
And can you do a 2-step purchase process in Shopify where like they're like click order and it's like, cool, enter your name and email, they enter that, they click, and then it sends that over to the form. So you could do that, and that becomes like a lead capture page. And you could set it at the reaching the final page where they where they enter their information, their actual credit card. But before that, you got them on the list. And then the moment if they leave and they go back to Facebook, you're like, hey, didn't you want to buy that thing? You left something in your shopping cart, and you send them an email like, hey, you left something in your shopping cart. Don't you want that thing?
you can do that. There's a program called Contact Flow, which I'm part of, and you can set up insane email abandoned carts and stuff like that. And on that topic, instead of doing add to carts and purchase, guys, you can also optimize for add payment info. So you optimize for people that put their payment info in. You can optimize for people that initiated the checkout. You don't have to do just add to cart and purchase. There's ones in between as well. So you can
actually set a conversion as clicking to your website if you wanted. Like a view page could be a conversion. I wouldn't recommend that because that's not far enough. You want them to land on your site and take a step. So for me, it's my lead. They land on my opt-in page, and I'm essentially optimizing all of my Facebook campaigns to what's that first step they take after reaching my landing page. For me, it's entering their email address and going to see my OTO. But that's the place, is you want them to not just hit your site, but get them to take one step. And it doesn't have to be buying something. It could be initiating the checkout process. Just what's that one step? Because people who take that one step are more likely to take a second step than people who don't take that one step. And theoretically, it's easier to seed it with 50 data pieces per week. And like, honestly, I think you want 100 data points. Like that's the minimum, right? They're like bare minimum give us is, and that's why I run leads. I'm getting 60-cent leads. So it costs me what, like $30, $35 a week per campaign or per ad set to give them 50. And I'm generally going to be higher than that on most of my campaigns. And I'm giving them, 70, 80, 90, and they get to a better picture of who opts in, and it kind of snowballs.
You know what I think most people with Shopify, especially, not so much info products, because with info products you usually optimize for leads, but they think that they can go and start a Facebook ad on purchases and they're just going to get purchases. But Facebook still doesn't control who purchases it. You guys still have to do a good ad copy, find the right audience, like Miles said. I have the right product. Like the purchase data is based off actions that people did in the past, whether they purchased and stuff. That's what Facebook's tracking. They're not going to go and say, hey, get Miles, here's Miles' ad, go and purchase this product right now. We're going to control what you do. That's not what Facebook does, guys. It's completely up to you to, it's an the purchase is an optimization thing. It's going to optimize as you go, but it's not just going to do straight away, get you purchases. And it doesn't work like that, guys.
It actually does really wild testing at first. It tests large differences in the audience to find ones that start to convert and give the action that you want to see, that you set it up for. But you're getting charged OCPM, right? Cost per 1,000 impressions. So they're charging you for every 1,000 impressions. They're just trying to put it in front of people they think are going to convert. And the more you can show them who converts, the more they can find more like that.
And that's why they want the 50 plus, because the more you get, guys, over a long period of time, the more Facebook can say, okay, this pocket of people will convert well for you, this pocket of people don't. And that's what it's doing, guys. So you can't just go out there and be like, damn, I didn't make 50 sales this week. Damn. You've got to just let it run, guys. Keep going, because that's what's going to get you to where you want to be. Now, I think Miles does have a video, guys, on his YouTube about Pinterest.
Yeah, and so like Pinterest pins are indexed by Google. And if you're running a business-based Pinterest account, you can do what's called rich pins. It pulls your metadata from your website if you use like a pin, like plugin on WordPress. And so when you put that pin from your site onto Pinterest, it pulls a backlink. It links to the article it came from. It puts the title. It puts the description in there. And then Google indexes it and reads the backlink and says, okay, it's a backlink. So on my wife's platform, which is where we're big on Pinterest, we do every blog post she makes has one pin embedded in the blog post, but we actually put 10 separate pins about that blog post on Pinterest over the course of the next 2 months. Our VAs, and we have some software that does that. And so every time a pin goes up, it's a new asset on Pinterest, which is a new kind of like property ID in the eyes of Google, which is effectively a new backlink. Now, once you already have a backlink from Pinterest.com, you've got that domain link. So they're not super high value. I wouldn't stake your entire campaign on that, but it does merge social signals and the number of different backlinks that you get. So it definitely helps SEO, as well as helps you tap into a whole new audience, especially if your audience is women, because Pinterest is clearly a female-dominated marketplace. But yeah, search my channel, search my blog for Pinterest. My blog's milesbeckler.com.
Do you guys want to know a little bit of a trick? So I've been testing something recently. It's worked very well. Facebook not Facebook. Google's pretty much said that, to rank, you need engagement, you need, be authority. So what I've been doing is doing these blog posts and then having a content locker in there where people have to share to unlock. And then I'm doing Facebook ad clicks and I'm sending all these people to my blog and they're unlocking these, to my article, they're unlocking these things. And what it's doing is it's putting signals out everywhere. Now it's costing me a little bit of money, but it's actually working. It's actually my articles are going up in Google slowly. Now it's costing me money. I think one of them I'm paying about 70 cents per click. So let's say I spend $500, $600, $700, but I get my page to the front page because of it. Well, it's worth it because I'm going to make money back off affiliate commissions and stuff. So that's kind of a good little test I've been playing with. I haven't finished it yet, but like Miles said with the Pinterest, like anywhere your site can go online, guys, is a signal to Google. Like, okay, here's milesbeckel.com over there. Here it is over here. This person's just shared it. And it just builds, it takes time, guys, but it builds so much authority over time. And it's a lot better than going out on Fiverr and buying 10,000 Facebook shares. And because they just put them on big junk, big farms.
And eventually that will explode and implode on you because those click farms will get sought out and they'll get banned, etc. I like to look at it like your website is an island, right? So you build a Shopify site, a WordPress site, whatever. It's an island. And then you need to build some bridges to that island. And the easiest bridges are tweet about it, get it on Pinterest, go to Quora, answer any relevant questions, Facebook, like make a YouTube video, link that to it. You want to build bridges, and then you want to bridge your assets together, and you create your own little micro web, right? And then if you want to post on Medium, rewrite a different kind of article about a topic. And if they want to learn more, right, you can go to that next layer of places. But not only are you building bridges for the search engines, when you tap into Medium or when you tap into Pinterest or put up a YouTube video, you're tapping other islands of audience, right? YouTube has big audience, and some of those people will go check out your website. And Pinterest has 150 million users, right? Some of those people will come back and take a look at your stuff. And it's the slow and steady kind of like approach, but man, long term, it creates a snowball effect that's pretty ridiculous.
And kind of on the topic of Pinterest, guys, Miles does it quite extensively, but I used to do it. So every time I did a blog post, I'd post it on my Pinterest. I'll use a bot to build up followers, and I'll bring in 2,000 visits a month to my blog just from doing that. And it's not a lot of money, guys, but a lot of visits, but it's something that, those people come and share stuff and move you around. I just want to answer this question because I think Miles can probably answer this. Well, I'll be able to answer it as well, but
cool.
I think this person should be doing leads. You should be collecting leads for your product because it's a very specific product and trying to sell that product via email marketing. Miles might have a different take on it, but that's my opinion on that particular product.
So protein balls are like little like balled up pieces of food, I'm assuming, like snack bites type thing. So you're selling like a food item.
I think he should do leads and try to do most of his selling in the back end, but that's just my opinion.
And like who's going to buy these? Well, I mean, like there's so many layers to this, right? Like who are you selling the protein balls to, and what are their other problems? And what's another problem you could help solve with information through a lead magnet, and then offer the protein balls on the back end? The other idea I would have is like free plus shipping. Like if you're going to tell me like, hey, just pay 99 cents and get a pack of 6 balls, right? Like that, like the offer needs to be really, really, really compelling. So like a free plus shipping, or get a $30 pack of balls for $5. It's just awkward even calling them balls. But like that's neither here nor there. Like, so yeah, and so somebody's like leads for protein ball ? Like, what is the information they need? So let's say, for example, vegan bodybuilders, right? Like, what's the trick for vegan bodybuilders to stay fit and to bulk up without animal products? That could be a PDF pamphlet talking about, well, there's, the cashew nut and coconut cream and like all the things they need. And the end of that PDF document can be like, and by the way, those are all the ingredients in our organic protein balls that vegans have been bulking up with. If you want, here's a 30% off coupon for your first order. So you're optimizing for the lead, you're building a list off of that, and then you eventually sell those protein balls. But here's what it helps you do. Like if this protein balls thing ain't the thing, right? You have a list that you could approach. You could go to like the Venus Factor. You could try weight loss. You can promote other products to that list over time, giving you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 opportunities to liquidate that ad spend versus click, buy my balls, It either works or it doesn't. Like you need to
Buy
have
my
killer
balls.
sales copy to sell that. Literally, like think here, like you need to have really, really good sales copy in order to sell that directly. Unless you're doing a free plus shipping offer. I think a free plus shipping offer is exactly what I would do. And just like, $1.99 shipping, you're going to be net negative, but you need to then upgrade them. The moment they buy that free plus shipping for the $1.99 or the $5.99 for shipping, be like, cool, we're going to send those out to you. By the way, do you want to add 3 more packs for just $9 or whatever that margin is to get you to break even? And then you need that to run break even with the click. The click spend for a new customer needs to equal the average of the customer being, 40% of people just buy the one and 60% of people buy the upgrades. And you could tack on 3 upsells in a row to ultimately liquidate it. Be like, you want a year supply of my protein bowls, right? Like you literally can take it to that level. I think free plus shipping is probably the way I would go, but I would also try to think like you just got to get so specific about who is that audience, what is their problem that the protein balls solve, and what piece of information can you sandwich in between there that when they consume that information, they're sold on your product, and then set that up as a lead so you're building a list off that information.
I actually, so Miles brought up a thing about coupons, and I've actually had a lot of luck with coupons. So I give away coupons to my store, collect a lead, but I also do competitions, and I think that would work good in your case.
Oh, contests, hell yeah.
Yeah, so I do like a PPE ad, and I'll be like, no, step 1, share this. Step 2, comment, tag your friend. And step 3, go to this link and enter. And when they go to that link and enter, you collect their email, and then you sell them your product via the email. And it's one of the best strategies to, number 1, build fan pages. Not that it really matters now that they're pretty organic, quite dead, but build fan pages, build an email list, which is very important to your business, and sell products. Competitions are massive, and I think that would work probably quite well in your case as well.
Yeah, we've done a couple contests recently, got my cost per lead down to like 11, 12 cents. If I wasn't leaving to Bali in 2 weeks and can't ship people shit, I'd be doing another one right now, but I'll do another one when I get back.
Well, Ty Lopez, for example, a completely different ballgame, but he's built his whole social media following from giving out hundreds and thousands of dollars to people.
Right.
So it's competitions are massive for building. I'll just answer Anna's question because she's been a long time follower.
Cool.
So view content with Shopify now is a little bit harder. Facebook tends to send quite a bit of junk traffic, but once again, it's the same scenario. If you line everything up, right product, right people, right ad copy, there's nothing stopping people from purchasing. So I tend to not do view content anymore. I go straight to add to cart most of the time. However, if you, like Miles said, you could do clicks, you can do anything. It's just you've got to try to get the person to purchase. So it's kind of a hard question to answer because you kind of, what's your goal? Do you want to get views, but then you don't want to just get views and people come and leave and stuff like that. So my recommendation for Shopify guys is just, if you're selling products straight, is to do add to cart. That's really the next best thing for people that are going to actually take an action. View content, they're not in particularly, but you just remember Facebook still has no data when your ad says fresh, but view content, their view, they could take an action, but add to cart, they're going to take more of an action, in my opinion.
Closer to the desired goal.
Yeah, that's kind of the word I'm looking for, but stumped the words there. But I think if you're just starting out, it would be wise to go with add to cart, in my opinion, just because view content can be a little bit kind of a pain for you, stressful, because you'll see a lot of view contents coming in and you won't see a lot of purchases straight away, just in my opinion. So I don't know if Miles has any opinion on that, but this is...
I recommend everybody go straight to some sort of a conversion campaign.
Yeah.
What's the, if they land on a landing page, what's that one click? Right? Yeah, set it to that page they get to after that first click. If it's add to cart, great. If it's learn more, great. Like whatever that one click is, try to make sure that Facebook's going to find you people who don't just get to your site, but they get to your site and they at least do one thing, right? What's that one? And it's different for every business. But you don't want people who just get to your site. You want people who get to your site and do something. And through that, if you run it as a conversion campaign, they'll learn the profile of person who does that, and they'll bring you more people who click. And if you can have people to click through once, somebody's going to click through twice, which is where they buy type thing.
Someone just said leads for protein balls. Yeah, because it's not the product, it's the fact that you need to build up an audience to sell that product to. It could be protein balls, it could be anything, but it's we're telling him to build up an audience to sell that particular product. It could be sex toys, it could be anything, it could be whatever they're trying to sell. So yeah, protein balls. It's a good niche because you can do. You could veer off to other things. There's lots of other products you could sell.
Absolutely, and especially when you know who's buying them and what problems they're solving and what their goals are, and you just offer more things to them to help them with that. I'm going to Bulletproof Coffee. I personally, if I was in that space, I would go look at what Bulletproof is doing, and I would try to find out is Bulletproof using any sort of information marketing? Because like at some point, no one knew what Bulletproof was. Right now, everybody knows what Bulletproof Coffee is, and like it's this big thing, so they can stand on their brand a little bit better now. But for a while, there was a process of educating the customers why it makes sense to put butter in your coffee, because it's such an awkward thing to think about. So I would try to figure out how they, if I was in this space, how they hit that growth curve and how they helped educate people, because it's an education thing. Like if people aren't buying your food, like they're not educated enough, they don't know why it's going to benefit them. So you got to help them understand what the benefit is.
On the note of that leads to balls thing, we're not saying just collect leads and leave them. They should be collecting leads and selling the products in the back end to make back the money from the Facebook ads and stuff. Just to clear that up, so you don't get that confused. We're not saying just collect leads and let them sit there. Right. Kyle. So this is a good friend of mine. We'll answer his question. I haven't read it either. I'll just read it now.
Cool.
I sell locally on Facebook.
Yeah. So like, what are the supplements doing? Again, I probably sound a lot like Russell Brunson for anybody who's studied that, but like information is so easy to distribute, and information is what really changes the games. And I do think there's a way to do information marketing here. So step one would be create a lead magnet. What kind of lead magnet can you get in front of this that when they read that, they're going to learn something, they're going to feel good, and then they're going to know that they need what your product has. Because it's that goji berry seed from the Himalayan mountains in China, that's what is the fat burner that makes the fat burner work, right? Like what's that unique mechanism, and you educate that. The other one, like man, free plus shipping is still doing wonders. And with the location targeting you could do on Facebook, you could do free plus shipping all day long. And then you just got to make sure you run enough upsells, or it's all about testing the upsells on the back end of a free plus shipping offer to find out how you get a free plus shipping where you might lose $1 or $2 on the first one, but then over the course you sell 50 or 60% upgrade to buy 3 of the supplements, or they'll get a month supply or a 3-month supply. Russell Brunson used to run a nootropic, I think, a supplement company, and he talks a lot. You can find his old podcasts about it and some of his old videos about how to promote supplements, and he's pretty smart on that stuff.
And I think for a local business, especially in New Zealand, because it's so small, you should be building an email list. Yep. Because you're going to burn through. You're not going to burn through customers, but you're limited. Like unless you go overseas, you're a little bit limited. Like if you guys don't know, I had a fishing Shopify store here, and which was local, but I had to go to Australia now because we've kind of burnt out our audience here. We can't. It's limited. We don't have anyone else to sell to anymore. Right. We still sell, but not at a massive scale. So yeah, if you're doing local stuff and you're trying to sell like supplements and stuff like that, once again, collecting leads, like Miles said with the a lead magnet and stuff and offer, is probably going to be your biggest asset in the long run. It might not look like much at the start, but it's going to be your biggest asset at the long run. That's what's going to make you a lot of money. Just like what Miles is doing with his meditation business, except you're selling a physical product, they're selling an information product. Exact same scenario.
Right.
Okay, I'm not. There's kind of like this, like the same stuff. Like I'm getting clicks, no sales. Guys, just go back in the video because Miles he's talked about it. I've talked about it briefly as well. If you're getting clicks and no sales and stuff, it's the ad copy. It's trying to find the right people.
Yo, honestly, and I get that a lot, man. Like in my comments. And it's like, it usually means that your sales copy sucks. And like, there's like, study direct response marketing, study copywriting. Like, if your copy is not compelling them to take action, it has nothing to do with how good your lead is, or how good or bad the Facebook traffic is. If you run the best traffic in the world to the worst offer in the world, it's going to flop. But here's the cool part. If you have the best, if you've crafted a killer offer, and when I say crafted, it's all copywriting. If you've crafted a killer offer, even rubbish traffic will convert on a killer offer. The offer is so much more important than the traffic, and so many people are selling traffic. So they sell, and like, it's so easy to start a Shopify store. It's so easy to get going, but then it's like, oh, just what's the title of my product? Okay, it's fishing lure. Okay, cool. Silver shiny fishing lure with red dot, $9.95, right? Like, that's never going to sell. That fisherman needs to know, like, this fishing lure will get fish jumping out of the water into your boat, catch more fish than ever before, guaranteed. Like, you got to layer on that sales copy. You got to hit them at the emotional pain points, the stories. You got to get them emotionally triggered to pull. And so many people are just like, feature, 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 feature. And it's like, that doesn't sell. Nobody wants what you have. They want a result. They want something in their life. They want a problem to be solved. And when they realize your product can get them that goal or solve that problem for them, they buy. And it's not until you communicate that effectively. And generally, that's all about sales copy.
And I kind of want to, I've been experiencing this a lot, guys, lately. So you guys know I have a training and a Shopify theme, and I packaged it up and I did a webinar and stuff, and it converted. Not as well as I thought. And then I teamed up with someone and we offered a 1-year subscription for free to his email software. And it converted like crazy because we packaged in the training, right? So that's the first step to the people's success. Then we packaged in the theme, which is the next step. Then we packaged in the free subscription for the email marketing platform, and it's a complete business structure for them. And it's just changed the game for us because the ad copy was there, everything was there, and it was a complete business system, which is what people wanted. And it converted a lot better than me just trying to sell a training and a theme. Like, everyone's doing that shit right now. So we packaged in something else. So like Miles said, it's the offer. And we've proved it over and over again. Your offer has to be good, whether it's Shopify or information products. Guys, you're in a sea of shit, and you have to stand out from everybody else. It's like, it's just crazy. You have to stand out. And like Miles said, here's a green lure, here's a red lure type thing. It just doesn't work anymore. It's changed a little bit. So.
Well, and they don't want the lure. They want to catch more fish. And you got to meet them where they're at in their head, right? Like, your people didn't want a Shopify theme and a training. They wanted an entire Shopify business. And it wasn't until you package it. Then once you realize, but you didn't know that at first. So good on you for taking steps to take an action. And then you're like, damn, I thought I was going to do better than that. What is it? And then you kind of, like, all of a sudden your brain, and then you're doing whatever, drifting your car. And like, all of a sudden you're like, aha, maybe if I, and that's why, like, it's so important to start. I think we have a lot of implementers on, right? I think a lot of your audience are taking action. So good on everyone who's taking action, because it's about these little iterative shifts. It's about, okay, I'm gonna try that. That didn't quite work. Okay, oh, that didn't quite. Maybe I'd change a little bit like this, and version 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Maybe it's version 17.35 that works. But if you give up and you're like, oh, this ad's not working, and you just stop there, well, yeah, that's it. Game over. But if you keep doing it, you will find something that works.
Yeah, and to put it into perspective, guys, I spent $11,000 on my Facebook ads before I started.
Before you realized it didn't work?
Yeah, and I made back money, right? I was kind of like, I made back money. I wasn't positive, but I made back a lot of my money. But I knew that it wasn't converting. I had to do something else. And then this guy came along. It was kind of fate. It just happened, and said, yo, I've got this pretty sweet email platform. Let's hook up. Let's do something. And we did. You guys have probably seen the ads all over fucking YouTube and stuff. They're everywhere. And it just worked. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to keep tweaking and figure out the pain points of your customers. And like Miles said, they want to catch more fish, guys. They don't give a shit about the lure. They can get lures anywhere.
Yep.
It's what your lure can do for that person. What can your protein balls do for that person? That's the thing. What can your product do?
Another way I've heard it said is don't sell them the airplane, sell them the destination, right? So like you're not selling them like, well, it's a Boeing 777-A300 and it's 4 seats wide. No, fuck that. They want to know what the beach in Fiji is like, because that's the only reason they're going to get on that airplane, is because it will take them to the beach in Fiji. So you talk about how crystal the water is, how great the weather is, how there's no volcanoes exploding there right now, like whatever it takes, right? But like literally don't say, and I'm just trying to give you this picture of like, don't sell them the airplane, sell them the destination, sell them the beach. Because when you get that shift made and all of your copy speaks to the beach and the experience and the Mai Tais on the beach and the sun and the sunset and the native, blah, 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 like that's what gets people to buy. It's that emotional tie to that experience or that goal or that thing. Sell them the adventure. You
don't go around telling people that the plane food's nice, because no one gives a shit about that. They want to know where they're going once they get off the plane. That's the mindset that we need to have. This is just a follow-up question. We will have to end this, guys, probably in at least another 10 minutes, just because I'm supposed to be doing something else a little bit later.
Testing leads and other things. Well, he has an audience of 12,000, but he insists on doing the product ads. So he has an audience of 12,000. Now, does that mean like a custom audience in Facebook? Does that mean that's his fan page size, or is that his customer list? Does he have 12,000 customers? Because if you have 12,000 customers, go sell more stuff to your past customers. That is the easiest way, especially if you're coming into a business as a consultant or an ad guy. Be like, cool, what assets do you have? You got an email list? Great. Do you have a customer list? Great. Let's go sell something to them. Go sell more of the same. Like, you will instantly create more cash flow. If that's just the fan page number, I'm actually having a difficult time getting good leads for my fan page right now. Facebook hates me on that. That one's out of KPI. So
I'm just kind of I'm just reading all the questions.
And like that copy on the product page. Like, look at the product page. Where's your leakage? Man, we haven't even talked about, are you running any sort of heat mapping on that product page? Get a heat map set up. See where people are clicking. They might be clicking on the image of the product, and it might do nothing, and just setting the image of the product to where it loads it in the shopping cart, that could bump conversions 10-15%. So if you're not running any heat mapping, run heat mapping. Look at what users do, the eye tracking, look at where their attention's going, and you'll find those fall off points or those leakage points. Do you have like blog posts everywhere? Do you have ads that take them to outside websites on your sales page? Like little things like that. You might think like, oh, that's too easy, but no, seriously, like if you're sending someone from Facebook to a sales page, make sure there's nothing else for them to do on that page but buy, and make sure that it's really fucking clear how to buy. Don't make the button color the same color as the banner and the button color the same color as everything. Make that button color the most awkward, bright, standout color that is nowhere else on the website, so they can clearly see like, okay, big orange button on a blue website. That's the button they want me to push. Really, I think simple user testing, sometimes even running basic user tests can be very insightful as to like, oh, I didn't think people would click on that. Like on our homepage, people were clicking on this one image, and I was like, why would anyone ever click on that? It was the hottest spot on our homepage. So what did I do? I turned that image into a pop-up for our ad. So when they clicked it, it popped up our opt-in, and our opt-ins grew by like 30%. And it was like, why would anyone click on that? And then it's like, well, I don't fucking care. Now that I know they do, I'm going to make it do something that gets them closer to the goal I have for them.
Yeah, there's a lot of tweaking involved, guys. Like, I still split test opt-in forms on my blog. I've been doing that. I haven't written on my blog for a year, but I go in there every now and then, split test.
That's awesome.
Forms. Oh, thanks. And it just makes such a big change, guys. You got to be complete. I'm just having a bit of energy here. You got to be completely consistently split testing. There's so many questions coming through, guys.
Ah, cool. We can hit rapid fire if you want.
It's blowing up the screen. This one's been asked about 17,000 times, so we'll get this one up. So for Q4, guys, I haven't made particularly many changes. I'm just kind of riding out the wave. Ads are a little bit more expensive for me, but I'm just doing more upsells, doing more back-end marketing. I don't change too much. I'm not doing any testing new products on Shopify right now. Not really messing with that. That is a little bit harder. For my information products, I'm not noticing any difference because Q4 really only tends to affect the Shopify and physical products part of Facebook. It doesn't really affect information products too much, I don't think, in my opinion. So, yeah.
I'm just doing the same thing, monitoring my KPIs every day. And the moment they get out of KPI, I turn it off. And when my campaign only has like a handful of ad sets running, I turn the whole campaign off and I start again. And I just monitor my KPIs. And like last year, Q4, I turned off my ads for most of December, like when it came down to New Year's and Christmas, because my numbers got all out of whack. And I was just like, whatever. Like,
and you want to have a holiday anyway at that time of year.
Yeah, so. Right. Like I don't know. Like, and that's why I love having a business that has most of my traffic comes from Google organic. I've got Instagram, Pinterest. I got traffic from all over the place. So like, I'm not married to Facebook, and all of my money comes from my email list. Like literally, like 95% of my income comes from me sending out emails saying, "Hey, want to buy this thing?" And most of my past customers are the people who buy those things.
I think I purchased Thrivecart through your link actually, and we got that AeroPress thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was quite cool. But
I just still don't drink coffee.
No, I don't drink it. I'm drinking this thing, energy drink at the moment. But one thing that I want to touch on, guys, actually is a lot of people, I think they think that they can't pause ads because a lot of the gurus say that you shouldn't pause ads. Guys, that's a myth. Like I paused ads once about 3 months ago. I started the year, sorry. Then 3 months later, I started my ad again, and it was a little bit rocky at the start, but then it was sweet again. You can pause ads, just so you know. Like you don't have to run your ads all the way through Christmas and mess up shipping times and stuff. You can pause.
And when I turn all my ads off, I just go in and run the same exact ad on my newest campaign. You can just go in, grab the ad ID, go plug it right back in. So all of your social stuff survives, right? Like all of your social shares and all that survives on at the ad level. But like when you pause and go back in, it re-enters you into the auction. But if you had like a relevant score of 10, like worst case scenario, there might be somebody who's a little more relevant than you, but odds are if you did it right the first time, you're going to re-enter the auction as a gangster anyways. Yeah,
exactly. This question I want to cover because it's a bit more to do with I think this guy's in my training maybe, but don't worry about your product description length. Worry about how you sell the product in that description. You could have the longest description on the planet. If you're consistently hitting these little points throughout your description and you're getting into the bottom to that buy button, you're good. Don't worry about the length. As
long as it needs to be is the actual answer to that, I believe, and no longer, right? No filler, no nothing. Like analyze every single word, and as we're studying copywriting, like Dan Kennedy's book, The Ultimate Sales Letter, is probably the best start. If you can get your hands on Eugene Schwartz's Breakthrough Advertising, that's great.
Actually,
study old guys stuff.
Someone asked, "What's the favorite advanced copywriting book?" Just listen to what Miles just said.
Yeah, so Eugene Schwartz, Breakthrough Advertising is a really good one. Dan Kennedy, Ultimate Sales Letter. John Caples has 2 books, Make Money Ads, a green one and an orange one. And then Victor Schwab, How to Write a Good Advertisement. Now, if you go through that, it was written in 1944. And you're going to look at these advertisements and be like, wow, that's really like kind of lame. He goes through 101 ads. So they're old school ads, right? But what it is human nature has not changed. And great advertising speaks to human nature and human emotions that are the exact same now as they were in the 1940s, as they were at the turn of the century. So when you eliminate the hype of all the ninja tactics of today and look at the old books, you get the core emotional triggers that still work today. And when you analyze those old headlines, it'll click as to why they worked. And then you go, don't apply that headline, apply why that headline worked to your audience. And that to me has just, studying copywriting has blown away my business, and I'm still rubbish at it. You get good by doing it over and over and over and testing and testing and testing and continuing to study what worked for the greats. David Ogilvy. I just saw somebody else say David Ogilvy, absolutely brilliant old school marketer.
There's 2 things I test, guys, first on my landing pages. One of them is heading, same as what Miles talks about, but also background color. So I tested 2 of my landing pages, a white background and a gray background. The white background converted at a 2%, really low. The gray, 13%. So massive, massive difference. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so go out and test colors. Now, the 13% came down a little bit. It's at just under 10 now. However, it's a lot better than 2. So
that's a 500% increase.
Yeah, just from white to gray.
Right.
So there's just so many aspects you can test, but I recommend definitely heading. That's the first one you should be testing because that's the first thing people see. that's your focus point.
Right. It either hooks them in and it compels them to read more, or it doesn't. Like great copywriting, the first line is designed to get them to read the second line. The second line is designed to get them to read the third line. And it has, like, every line counts. Every word counts. And when it gets them and builds the story, the hopes, the dreams, blah, 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 and then at the end, you're like, cool, now to get the desired result, here's what you do.
Like, if you guys want to kind of funnel hack, I shouldn't be really giving Tai Lopez leads, but sign up to Tai Lopez's thing, because he pays people tens of thousands of dollars to do his emails for him.
Yeah. And
the psychological shit that he targets is insane. And it's borderline, really, it's like
malicious.
Yeah, it is. It's like, it draws you into this fucking thing, like, oh man, my life sucks, I've really got to buy his product. But it works, guys, and that's why he's a multi-millionaire, because he pays these people to do this copywriting for him. Now, not just Tai Lopez, you've got other people, but that's the best way to kind of figure out what's working, is to jump into their funnels and see what's up. And that's how you're going to kind of that's how you're going to learn what's working and what's not, and then read books and stuff like that.
And one recommendation, if you do that, go start or have a separate email address that's not the one that you go into every day. Set up a spam address, go on the lists over there so it doesn't affect your workflow. Then set aside time and be like, cool, I'm going to spend 30 minutes. I'm going to go look through headlines, subject lines. I'm going to see what gets me to click. I have an email account that I've been filling with. I've been subscribing to all the fake gurus for years. And when I want inspiration for a new headline, for new this, I'll just open that inbox and I'll just scroll through it and be like, be like, ooh. And I'll find myself clicking on something and actually reading their copy, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that got me. Like, I wasn't even, like, it literally triggered me to click. And then I go look at it and I'm like, oh damn, okay, I see what he did there. And then I reverse engineer that and like, how can I mail something like that to my list? Mailing your email list more often is so powerful, because your subject is a headline. Then the body, all that body is designed to do is to get to click. Monitor your open rates and your click-through rates on your email. Try to beat your past stuff. Audit what worked. At the end of the month, go look back at every broadcast you sent and be like, okay, cool. I got a 48% open rate on this one when my other open rates were 26%. Why? You have to analyze this of why did that work with my audience, and then do more of what worked. Don't repeat it, but try to figure out the emotional reasons why things work and go do more of those. Exactly. And protein ball guy's back. Sorry.
I actually was just going to say, try to keep your list clean as well, guys, because it can, if you have a list that's really old, it can kind of
kill your open rates.
I just cleaned mine out recently, 2 years worth of people that hadn't opened shit. So just make sure you do that.
Usually like a 3 to 4 month no open. So if they subscribed over 4 months ago and they have not opened an email from you in 4 months, just scrub them, delete them. It'll feel horrible. Trust me, I've scrubbed over 100,000 people from my list, but like you get better deliverability rates, and you're talking to people, you're not paying for shit you're not using.
Yeah, exactly. You're not paying a massive autoresponder bill. With this, Cameron, I would do competitions to your retargeting list. You'll get really, really cheap leads with that, and then lookalike audience. But I would. Does that take competition? Yeah, sorry, my eyes are pretty bad. I would get your protein balls, and if you have any other products, do it like a package and give it away to lookalike audiences, and just go ham with your competition, right? You want to make it good. You need to
it has to be huge. It used to be like, wow. So when we give away stuff, we give away every product we've ever made, which is like 9 CDs, 2 decks of angel cards, and like literally it's a big fit, like 5 different books. And so it's like a $300 retail value, which for our audience, it's kind of a big deal. It needs to have some wow factor for a contest to work.
And and to answer your question, lookalike audiences are fine.
So if he has conversion, I'm seeing conversion traffic. So he's got audiences based on conversions. Retarget those conversions. Like, please tell me you're selling more to the people who bought, because your balls are consumable. What do they do when they ate all 9 of your balls? They probably don't do anything. Remind them, I'm going to keep with this as long as I can. Remind them that they want to buy more of your balls, because if they ate your balls and liked your balls, they want more of your balls. Therefore, a well-timed ad be like, hey, do you want a repeat customer discount? I'll give you 20% off if you order, and make them order a lot, right? Like a month's supply, I'll give you 20% off. You literally can change the numbers all throughout your funnel by retargeting, because we're all so busy. We're so distracted. We need reminders. That's why email marketing, I'm so big on email marketing. Like, so many people will like put out a new offer, they'll email their list once and that's it. Like, no, you got to remind them that this offer's closing, that the price change, like you got to hit them up 5, 6, 7 times. 20-30% of people open one email. So that means it's going to take at least 3 emails to hit all of your list, right? Like, so you got to just stay in front of them. And I think you would make money if you're not already just literally selling more to people who already bought.
I signed up to a promotion a couple of weeks ago, guys, because I was interested in this product to a friend of mine. He emailed every day, and then on the closing, he emailed like 4. You know, like, yeah, like, but guys, it didn't piss me off because I knew that he had to do that to get my attention. He did the 24-hour, he did a 48-hour closing. He did a 24, and then after that, he did on the same day, he did 6 hours left, 4 hours left, 3 hours left. This is it, midnight. Because, and guys, it was $500,000 launch. I know the person. He made just over $500,000 from this. It just ended 2 days ago. Because if he didn't do that, he would have no eyeballs on his stuff. And he might have lost some subscribers, might have pissed some people off, but they probably wouldn't have purchased anyway.
Yep.
So
you are only going to scare off tire kickers, and they'll unsubscribe. They'll get out of the way, and that's perfect. You don't want to pay for them on your list anyways. So we got that tip from somebody at a conference, and they were like, "Oh, have you ever tried the double final emails?" Like, what's that? He was like, "Well, do you send like a today's the last day email?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Have you ever tried in the evening to send a 2 hours left email?" And we hadn't. We don't use it every time because we don't want to overuse the method. But when we have like a big expensive product, we'll do 2 emails on the last day. It crushed it. It literally brought in like 30% more revenue from 1 additional email. And you've probably seen it, mate. Like, humans wait till the very last minute. We as humans procrastinate, and most of your sales are going to be on the very last day. So hitting even just a second reminder email on that very last day often skyrockets things.
When I launched my training, about probably 70% came on the last day.
Yep, and probably 20% on the first day, and probably nothing in between.
Yeah. That's. They always say the first one and the last one are the most important.
That's it. Yep.
Well, first day and last day. Where can I get a list of the books?
So I got a video on it, obviously. 10 recommended books for entrepreneurs on my YouTube channel.
Yes, you go to his YouTube, guys. Just type in Miles Beckler, or you can go to milesbeckler.com, and he has his videos sprinkled out in his site. You can click through to his channel. What products would? I'm not going to answer this question. Well, what products would, I mean, the sky's the limit, guys.
Toys. Think who's buying. Like, you got to get in the mind of who's buying, and it's probably mom, right? And like, what is mom buying? And who's mom buying for? She's buying for dad, and she's buying for a kid.
Yep. So you got toys. You've got, fishing. Anything like wives buying stuff with their husbands, husbands buying things with their wives. All sorts of stuff, guys. There's no question like to what's the best product. You got to think about. And I think
a good answer there is, what worked for you in Q3, what worked for you in Q2. Go do more of what worked, because in theory it should just magnify what's already working.
But you kind of, guys, in Q4, I kind of think you got to emphasize deals a lot more, because people are looking for a deal in Q4 because they know that they can get deals at other places if you don't give a deal. People aren't stupid. When Black Friday comes up, if you were selling your products at the normal price, but everybody else is selling it at a deal, and they've got seeing all these other deals on Facebook, you've got to make sure you've got something going on.
And on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, there's going to be a lot of advertisers going big. You could run a campaign the week before that's like, hey, get on our list so you can get exclusive Black Friday deals and Cyber Monday deals, because we're going to have the best deals on the best products. Then you don't have to advertise on those days. You just have to email on those days, and you can get the cheaper clicks before. And then you let all the big boys, because there's going to be a lot of big boys. Amazon's going to spend a whole lot of money retargeting on Facebook on that whole Cyber Monday week. So get in, build a list before that on the run up when people are starting to think about it, and mail 3-4 times. Like, give it a shot.
And I think there's a misconception that people need a big list to make money, guys. You don't. So I've done 100,000 off a 2,000 list a long time ago. My friend did 130 something thousand last year on a 4,000 list. Yeah. So you don't need a huge list. I know people that make 20 grand off a few hundred people. It's the way, like Miles said, if you go out Cyber Monday before Cyber Monday and you get a list, you're going to get a list of like potential buyers, because when you say, hey, we've got some deals coming up, get on our list, well, they're going to be like, cool, I'm buying, I'm ready. Yep. it's not like you're getting junk traffic that's not probably going to purchase from you. You're not giving away a free product, a free info. You're not giving away a free ebook. When you give away free ebooks, you get a lot of window shoppers, people that just want the free shit. But when you're saying, hey, we've got some deals coming up, if you get 500 people on your list that are going to buy from you or potentially buy from you, it's such a bigger ball game, and you're going to get way better conversions.
You could run carousel ads so they can like look at the stuff, right? They can window shop, and on the landing page, you can show all the cool things you're going to sell. You already know what it is, right? You got it all lined up. You just got to turn it on, but you're you're priming the pump in a major way.
Miles B, you're the man. Yes.
Hey, right on, Andrew. Appreciate it.
So, guys, the reason we talk about you a lot in this group, Miles, just so you know, but the reason is because when you go to, I found Miles through YouTube, right? I was looking for reviews on ClickFunnels. Yeah, I always get confused with ClickBank. And I found him to be so authentic. Like, you've got all these gurus, and they don't even really use YouTube at all. They just sell their courses through Facebook ads, and they target the people that don't know about the free information that's going around. And his YouTube channel, guys, you can literally go to Miles' YouTube channel right now. You can start funnels, you can start Pinterest advertising, you can start blogs, you can start to build memberships, because all the information is right there. Now, do you need a course? You might need a course later on to kind of like dive deeper into it. Like, his information can help you and give you the first step, or maybe his information can help you through the whole process. It depends on your kind of your thinking and how.
And I'll be honest here. If you have enough time, the organization is not perfect, and I don't have time to handhold you. And that's often what you're going to get when you pay for a course is a little bit more structure, a little bit more organization. But a lot of people are just like, they don't have, like, I made all this video for me when I was 19, and I had no money to invest, but I knew somehow I was going to figure out this game. And like, I know there's people out there who are just grinding away and hustling. You got more time than money, great. If you got a little bit more money than time, maybe a course could help, maybe not. Here's the kicker though, right? Like, all the information to build $1 million business is on my channel. How many people are taking action on it? Because it's the action, it's the mindset, it's the willingness to persevere. It's that ability to put in effort 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day, every day, and not see results for 6 months, right? Most people can't handle that. And I don't know how to communicate that. The videos I do on that subject don't get a lot of views. The videos on tactical, click here, do this, get a lot of views, but it's crazy.
It's so crazy. YouTube, like, the ones that get the most views for me have literally nothing in them. They don't have they don't have the steps. Like, I go from Shopify back to affiliate marketing, and no one gives a shit. Like, they want Shopify, and it's like, but you can build businesses in other industries. Like, you know what I mean? But they're so focused on what they're doing, and they don't want to take action. And I know they're busy, but it's just crazy how I just find it funny how the most views are on the videos that don't. Maybe it's because they like my personality, but it's not. There's no action to be taken in those particular videos, if you know what I mean. Right. Like, it's just it's kind of, it's crazy, but but guys, you got to take action. You can't just go to Miles' channel and become a millionaire. You got to go through the videos, and there's a lot of videos. You've got to sit down and watch them and write stuff down. And take
knowledge
notes
is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Applied knowledge is where the power comes in. And like, that's it, right? You can read books on how to surf. You can watch videos on how to surf. The first day you get out there on a board, try to surf, your ass is going to fall over and over and over, because you got to engage with it. You got to like build the muscle memory. You got to like actually do something, because that's how you get the iteration. That's how you learn. That's how you get feedback. Trial and error kicks in. All of a sudden you're like, damn, that definitely didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. Oh shit, that worked. I'll just do more of that. And stay focused on one thing for long enough to get success. I mean, it took me years doing one thing consistently to truly get like real deal, like I'm good kind of income. Like, it took me years. And before that, I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this. Okay, I'll try that for a bit. A month over here, I'll do that. And I never got anywhere for like 10 years. But then when I sat and did one thing long enough, like, boom, it opened up.
And guys, how Miles said, when you find something that works, you do it. Well, that's what I'm doing now. So I've been doing Facebook ads for my blog. For like Shopify and stuff, right? Blog and all that, kind of for my blog. But I found that organic traffic works better for my blog. So I'm going back to organic because it works for me. So find what works for you. And like you said, you're not going to find success straight away. My mother and my girlfriend were on my case for fucking years. Like, Franklin, it's never going to work. You're just wasting time. This is bullshit. What are you doing? Go and work at a job like everybody else. What the fuck are you doing? And I was at a job at those points, and then I finally figured shit out, started working online, and now I have a full-time income online. My girlfriend doesn't have to work. Like, she doesn't have to work anymore. And so you've just got to keep going. I know it's hard. You hear it all bullshit all the time. You've got to hustle, work hard. You just got to work hard on that particular thing that you find that works for you. That's it. You don't have to go out there and do all this shit consistently.
Right.
Just find what works for you. And that's what's ultimately going to be your success, is whatever works for you,
right.
Get it done.
And it's going to be different than what works for Franklin. It's going to be different than what works for me. It's probably going to have a little flavor from both, but it's going to be a totally unique thing for you. And that's great. And man, just when you find it, just keep doing it. You know, sometimes we think, because we launch new meditations every month, and we have for years. We got a membership program where they get new meditations every month. And it's like, are people really still wanting more? We have members who have been on for 4 plus 5 years. I'm looking at the calendar, like literally 4 or 5 years. They've been paying monthly all our new stuff. And sometimes we think like, man, we're just doing the same thing. Like, do people really want more of this? Yes. In fact, more people now are buying than they ever did. And we could have tried to make it more difficult than it needed to be. And like, oh, we got to be fancy. Now we got to do FBA. And now I got to make meditation cushions. And I got to make all. No. We can just keep doing the same exact thing over and over and over. And it indeed will work.
It's like training. I know a lot of these gurus out there. A lot of people call me a guru because I sell a training. But the difference with my training, guys, is it's fucking superior compared to anybody else in the Shopify industry, because I actually spend hours and hours every single day helping people, right. Where my course is way cheaper than anybody else. There's a difference. But the thing is, like, you can go out there and create these information products, and then you sell them, then you do like 2.0, 2.3, if it keeps working for you. And as long as your products are good, now, the guru shit only really happens in the make money online industry. So if you want to get into that, but you don't have to get into that industry either. Like Miles is doing meditation, you've got health, you've got personal well-being, you've got
sports,
fishing,
golf, fishing.
Yeah, exactly. So don't be scared of people calling you gurus. And then, like, if you have your, as long as you're not a guru though, don't be a guru. And then, you know, if you have your course and it works, then put more content in it and relaunch it. And, you know, as long as you're putting more content, and don't just keep relaunching the same shit. But like Miles said, they just work on that one particular thing. I actually have a question here that's funny.
Yeah, real quick though, isn't Bruce Lee have a quote like, I don't fear the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Bruce Lee, how about your boy?
Yeah. I'm going to answer this question. So I probably Tony Robbins.
That's an easy one for me.
Yeah, Tony. Is it Tony Robbins?
Yeah, all the way. On Fiji. But let's just add on Fiji. Like, Tai Lopez is fake. Like, that dude means nothing. Grant Cardone, I couldn't keep up. I'll be perfectly honest. Grant Cardone is like, I don't like sales that much. He loves sales. And like, Tony has this blend of like such a strong, authentic power of like, he's just, I don't know if you ever seen him live. It's crazy, man. Like, he is impressive.
I saw one where he was live with this lady and she was telling him her backstory, and it was like crazy, dude. Tears. I think it was the thing, his video called "I'm Not Your Guru" or something. And, incredible stuff, guys. And like Tai Lopez, he's fake. He even came out and admitted to that in a video, just so you guys know. And
not to say he's not a good marketer, but I like to be around authentic people and real people. Yeah. And like Grant Cardone, like 10X rule, man, baby, I've read that twice. My wife went through that. We 10X everybody. Look what I'm doing in the make money online space, right? I'm outworking all of the gurus. Like, so I there's things to learn from them, but like, dude,
I just find Cordona's so intense.
Yeah. I couldn't keep up. I'd be like halfway through the first day, I'd be like, all right, man, I'm like so tired. Can I take a nap? And he's like, no naps, 10X.
Yeah.
Dude, I meditate.
Yeah, it's just so intense, but he's still good. Like, I like him. Guys, if you're into real estate, then Cardone is very good to follow. He has a real estate show. But apart from that, I don't really follow too much of him. And yeah, Tony Robbins by far out of those three, definitely 100%.
All right, so we'll go hang out with him on Fiji, right, mate?
Yeah. gonna find a gonna find a guru to teach me how to be a guru. We'll just go and follow
Ty Lopez.
Yeah, Ty Lopez.
He's your
You know,
guy.
Ty Lopez, guys, when he became popular, he said that he didn't rent his stuff, and then he did a video recently and said everything is pretty much
Leased.
It's an entire business.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's all leased. Yeah, his house, cars, everything.
Man, watching him use that scrub brush on one of his ads, scrubbing on one of those like supercars, I was like, you are a fool. You definitely don't own that thing. If you are washing it, you are putting swirl marks in a $400,000 car. Like, you are too dumb to own.
Do you know he gets a tow truck to tow his cars down to where he is, like San Diego.
Puts it in place. Like, he's not allowed to drive them.
Yeah, he's not allowed to drive them because they're leased.
Right, makes sense.
It's retarded. Why would you? I would rather have one nice sports car that I paid for, or maybe on finance or something, because usually you get good deals, instead of having 5 or 10 cars that you can't even drive. It's stupid. It just makes no sense.
I'm just going to mash on my cheek.
Yeah. You guys should go follow Miles on Instagram too. He drives around in a really cool Jeep and does cool shit.
Camp on top of it, go climb mountains with it.
I showed my girlfriend that thing on top, and she's like, dude, because we're going to do a drive around New Zealand soon.
Dope.
And we're going to do something like that.
Camper van. Or get yourself like you got the Toyota Land Cruisers down there. Those things are dope with like a rooftop tent. Those are really cool vehicles.
Yeah, my cousin actually has one of those.
Heavy as hell, but they can go anywhere. All right, let's hit another question. People are like, dude, what are they talking about? They're all over the fucking place. It's getting late, y'all.
I've just got a couple here. It's starting to slow down a little bit, which is kind of good because we do have.
It's been fun. Like, thanks for everybody showing up. We got 55 people on. We've had a lot of people on. Thanks for having me on again, mate. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna have you on. I want to interview you on my channel. We'll do a live on YouTube.
Yeah, cool.
I want to learn about your story.
I don't do many interviews because I don't do any because I don't have time. But I definitely have time for you because I just a lot of people like. I get asked to do interviews, but a lot of people I feel don't know me. Like me and you have kind of a connection. Like I've watched your stuff, we've done a video before, but I just feel like other people want to interview me to use me to sell their products and shit, kind of thing. Like you know, like Gary V guys, he did a video about how he hates gurus, he never does that shit, and then 2 weeks later he's doing an interview with Ty Lopez to sell his book.
Because he's selling a book. And he's even said when he sells a book, he will do anything, and he will whore himself out to sell a book because he has to hit the New York Times bestseller list. Yeah,
and that's why a lot of people contact me. I'm not into promoting shit. Like I'm not into like using people for that stuff. It's just not my thing. So we do have everyone's saying thanks, guys. So I guess we're kind of ending this here, but I'll just kind of find one. This is a good one because my eyes are bad because of being online. I just purchased some gaming glasses, and they get some gaming glasses, guys. They're not actually gaming glasses, but they block out the blue. Blue is the worst color online. The blue spectrum is what kills your eyes. Just so you know,
especially at night, like it'll keep you awake. So there's an app called Flux on Mac you can run, and it'll take the blue out of your screen when the sun sets, and that'll help you sleep. I meditate multiple times a day. I hike every day, multiple times. I'm also very conscious of what I consume. I think that a lot of how our body operates is based on what we're putting inside of our body. I eat a 100% plant-based diet and just all organic, real, fresh, live, living veggies and shit that like really easy to consume. So I've been a nomad for years. My ergonomics are terrible, but I'm going to be kind of setting up an office here pretty soon. And I'm big into stand-up desks. I'm big into ergonomics and keeping an eye on the ergonomics. And like
I need a stand-up desk.
Finding breaks, right? Like trying to eliminate those 4 to 6 hours straight in that same position is so key. But I'm not great at it personally. And I'm up early, and I try to finish early at this point. I take my evenings to read and to fill my head, and I'm learning more about investing at this point in my career, in my life. And
I'm trying to do plant-based as well. Like I used to eat bad, and I've changed because when you're working online, you have to you're not really exercising as much as you would like to. So I think diet is definitely, like I'm drinking an energy drink right now. I shouldn't be doing that, but I do drink a lot of water as well, and I don't drink coffee. So every now and then I have an energy drink, but definitely, guys, diet and the blue in the screens, cut it out. Yep. My eyes are bad. I need glasses to drive now. I never used to. I went to renew my license 2 years ago. Need glasses. So
did you see Bharat's question that just popped up? I think we have to end on that one.
Yeah, we're going to end on this one, guys. Okay, this is the last
Yeah.
question. Because there's not many coming up now.
It's definitely not money for me. So my wife and I have a goal to help 1 million people a month meditate, because we have a philosophy that if we can get 1 million people a month to meditate, the world will literally be a better place. Like we can literally feel like, we believe, personal belief, we can raise the consciousness of Earth. And right now we don't even have 1 million visits to our site a month. We have 2 million page views on our site a month, right? I got 150,000 subscribers. So we're on the path, but man, I'm so far from 1 million downloads per month that I got a lot of work to do. And then with this make money online stuff, like I'm clearly not after money, because I'm not selling anybody a damn thing. Like I literally want to free people from the debt slavery and from the corporate slavery that is so profound here in the United States, kind of in all Western civilizations. Because if you don't consciously shift and become an entrepreneur, your ass is going to get fired, you're going to get dropped, you're going to get laid off, you're going to get downsized, you're going to get outsourced, whatever word they use, it's coming. A day of reckoning is coming. And my goal is to really, truly help people. And like, no one helped me. I had to learn all this shit on my own. So I'm now just like excited to share what I know. And like, I love this stuff. I am an absolute geek. I read nonfiction, marketing, how to nuts and bolts stuff every night. I can't even read fiction. Like it does nothing for my brain. I'm just like, I love this stuff. And it's really like to help you become a full-time entrepreneur. Cause like, think about that. Like you become a full-time entrepreneur, your life with your family becomes better. Like, again, it comes back to elevating consciousness of Earth. And I think we got to master that money game before we can move on to the spiritual games. So my wife and I kind of have both ends of that spectrum. Money is a byproduct of giving value to people.
I will answer that in a second, guys, but someone just said, I do meditate daily. How can I find your website? So I'm going to leave that up to Miles. I don't know if he wants to share his meditation website here, but up to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's ask-angels.com. It is a very deep little sub-niche of meditation. My wife creates angel meditations, and some people see it. I literally had a dude like, your website does not match my personal beliefs. I can't work for you. I've had 2 people after interviews decline me to work for me to pay them money because of our subject matter. So it rubs some people the wrong way, and I'm totally cool with that. But yeah, it's ask-angels.com. Just get Headspace, like on the phone app. Is easy enough.
Yeah, I've looked at that site, and it's awesome. Like what you're doing is awesome.
Yeah, it's unique, and it has a raving. It's that proof of like, we have a raving group of fans who are passionate about angels and spirituality and meditation. And there's very few people being of service to that audience. So we've been able to stand in this tiny niche that most people are like, there's money in that. Like we built our life in that niche.
And it proves that you can build a niche or a business or lifestyle around any interest you're interested in. It's if you go to Miles' sites and you look at it, you probably think, these guys probably don't make money, but they do. And they probably do because it's specific to them.
Same with my YouTube channel. People look at my YouTube channel, dude, you just turn on ads. Are you making money? I want to make sure you keep. No, I'm good. Like trust me, this plan is working. Just because you don't see those super, super, super well placed, like a sniper focused affiliate products, doesn't mean I'm not doing very, very well from that platform.
And people like, because I used to do ads on my YouTube, guys. I don't really do them anymore. You'll see on my new videos, I don't turn ads on because, for one, all my competition would smash you guys with so many ads, and I can block them on AdSense, but sometimes it doesn't work. So they're taking you from it's ask-angels, just so you guys, ask
hyphen whatever you want to call that thing.
Yeah. So I'm giving you guys all this free information, and all these gurus are coming and taking you away to their course, right? So I stop my ads for that reason. And you don't make much off ads on YouTube anyway. But to answer that question, my motivation is freedom. Okay, I don't care about money. I could be on minimum wage and work online, and I would still do it because it's the freedom, it's the entrepreneurship, the feeling like you don't have a boss to answer to. You're your own boss. You can do whatever you like, really. But the reason I started working online was originally for money. So I started, doing affiliate marketing and stuff back when I was doing my travel stuff. Then it became freedom because I got the freedom. The reason I started YouTube was originally for backlinks to my blog, and then I started to figure out that I could help people. So I helped people for a whole year for free. And then I had to eventually start a training because I was putting so much time, like I was putting like entire days into helping people for free via private messaging, via email, that nobody does. And to keep that going, I had to get something to start something up. Now, it wasn't for money. It was to keep people going and helping them with it. So I kind of had to, there was a point where I'm like, I can't keep doing all of this for free. Like, I can keep doing the YouTube videos, but if people want specific help, something has to come into play. Now, I haven't made a ton of money from my training or anything. I don't like consistently advertise it, but it's all, what motivates me, guys, is helping people, because I help people in real life as well, and then I want to transition it to online. And freedom. Freedom is the like, I think that's the mistake people make is coming into this. They focus solely on money, like money. And then when you have a bad day, you're like, oh shit, what's going on? And you freak out. But when you're in it for the freedom, it's a lot different. You just relax, chill out, work, make money, repeat what works and stuff. So yeah, definitely freedom, guys.
You know, money is, I think everyone starting out focuses on money, right? Because it's like, cool, I got a day job. I want to get out from that day job. I want to kind of do everyone. And that is the right one, Kyle. So like, but there's studies that like, once you get to about $75,000 a year, the amount of happiness you get for the amount of money that you make beyond that, it doesn't scale anymore. Right. So if you're like living on the streets and you get to where you're $20,000 a year, that's a huge amount of happiness for a little amount of money. But when you're at $75,000 per year and you get to $750,000 per year, your joy and fulfillment in life does not scale 10x like the income did. So like, you got to really get deep about philosophy, what drives you, what motivates you. It's good to ask those questions, and it's okay to focus on money to a point, but there comes a point when it gets kind of weird, kind of creepy. The natives here in the United States of America had a word for the insatiable lust for more and the thought of owning things and owning more than one could ever consume. And they literally saw it as a mental illness. They called it Watupo. There's a great documentary called I Am. It's on Gaiam. It was by the guy who made Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Really, really good documentary on this. And I recommend you get honest with yourself about what your motivations are and what motivates you, because if it's money, that's going to fall short. You're going to hit a point where you're making, I got friends who make millions, like 8-figure plus. They hate their lives. They're going through divorces. Their relationships suck. Their weight and their health is terrible because all they've focused on is money. I'll be damned if I'm going that route. I'm building a lifestyle that is brilliant. I'm going to Bali for a fucking month because I can. I'm renting a huge mansion, bringing 10 entrepreneurs together for fun. I'm taking a yacht for a day, right? Like, I want the experiences, not the money. And I want great people and friends around, because it's all about fulfillment. You really got to dig deep on that. That's a good question to be asking. And it's okay to focus on money, but there's a point where that becomes just let down.
Don't become obsessed with money.
It's danger zone. Become obsessed with being a great person.
Yeah, my dad became obsessed with money, guys, and he didn't live a good life because he put all his money into real estate, and he became obsessed, and he didn't have a life with friends and stuff because he consistently just money. And I watched it my whole life, and it wasn't fun to watch. So and like Miles said, you can just go away and do shit. Like, I went away last week for a week just because I can. That's the focus, is the freedom. Once you get that freedom, guys, life changes way more than money.
Yeah.
Can change your life.
And those changes are worth more than the money. The ability to not have to commute. I don't shave very often. Like, like those little things mean so much. Yeah. I took a cruise from South America to Europe with 200 entrepreneurs. Like a 14-day ocean crossing on a boat. Terrible idea. But I was like, I want to know what that's like. I want to know what it's like to be in the middle of the ocean on a cruise ship. And I had that experience, and I'll never do it again. But it was really cool when I did it, right? And like those kinds of things you can do, it's insane. Like, I've lived in 15 countries in the last 4 years. Seeing how other people live, the native cultures, the locals, getting to learn Spanish and getting to go rap with some Mexicanos in Mexico. Like, life is beautiful, and money is a tool. So play the game, but realize that it's just a tool, and fulfillment is far greater.
It's funny you say how you don't shave. I remember once I had a meeting, and I'd been inside for weeks, and I hadn't shaved. I was scruffy. I just went to this meeting and they kicked me out. And they said, you don't come. It was a deal for a real estate thing. They said, you'd never come to a deal like this. And I said, I don't give a fuck. I've just come from home. Like, what's up? And they kicked me out and we never did the deal. And they lost out because they judged me because I sit at home all day, do my thing. And because I didn't look the part, they said, leave. And it's like, no. And
then you're like, yo, do you guys know who you're talking to? And they're like, tall poppy syndrome, snip, right?
Well,
like
they wanted to go in on a deal when they needed some money, and I was because I do a lot of investing. Like I invested in a cider company here. I do a little bit of stock trading, a little bit of this and that. And word gets around, and then people approach you and say, we need some venture capitalism money, all that sort of shit. But I don't take shit. Like if you're going to treat me like that, then I'm just going to leave. And people need to realize that. Don't judge a book by its cover. We just go out and do our thing, and even though we have money, doesn't mean we're going to be assholes about it and like them and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just kind of interesting because I don't shave either. I just do my thing. But I did shave yesterday. So
when it's like this, I'm like, all right, it's time to go.
Yeah. It gets real itchy, eh?
I'm about to be in the tropics. I'll keep it clean shaven for the tropics.
So we're gonna bounce, guys, just because I've got a meeting soon, actually. But thanks for being here, guys, once again. This will be shit. I wonder how long this one was. 2 hours or something?
Yeah, man. I think we covered 2 hours on this second recording. So you're gonna throw it on YouTube too, right?
Yeah, I'll probably throw it on YouTube in a few days.
So put me on as a collaborator and send me a link when it's up, and I'll email it out too. And everybody who's still here, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll download the first one too, and I'll mash them together so that I don't miss out.
Cheers.
And we'll see you guys in the next time.
On the next one. Peace.
Yeah, see you guys.